Jesus Christ is the Lamb of God. When John the Baptist saw him, he said, "Behold, the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world." John announced that Jesus was the one who would come to bear the sin of his people. In his person, Jesus would fulfill all that was symbolized in the Old Testament sacrificial system, by which a lamb was slaughtered and burned on the altar as an offering before God to represent atonement for sin. The lamb was a substitute. So in calling Jesus the Lamb of God, John was saying that he too would be a substitute, but one who would make real atonement. Substitution means that sin is atoned for by the sacrifice of another. Christ died in behalf of sinners. Jesus did for us what we could not possibly do for ourselves. He offered an atonement, and it was not to satisfy God's justice for his own sins, because he had none, but for the sins of others. He didn't lay his life down for himself, he laid it down for his sheep. He is our ultimate substitute. Jesus was made sin by God for our sake. The Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law by becoming a curse for us. For Christ also suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous. Substitution brings with it a wonderful guarantee that sin, my sin, can never be revisited. It is atoned for completely. All the punishment that my sin deserves has been fully met in the punishment of the substitute. And this is the good news. God poured his wrath on account of our sin onto Jesus instead of us. He did this that straying sheep might be recovered forever. The Lamb of God was treated as if he was never holy, so that the lost sheep he came to save will be treated as if they had never sinned.